The sea was calm that night in 1731, when the British ship Rebecca sailed along the Florida coast, laden with goods and dried food, bound for Britain's Caribbean colonies. On board, Captain Robert Jenkins was checking the sails, feeling a vague sense of tension, as if something was about to happen. It wasn't long before a shout from the lookout at the top of the masthead broke the stillness of the night. Ship approaching. Spanish. Chaos erupted on the decks of the Rebecca, as the crew tried to arm themselves with whatever swords and pistols they could find, but it was too late. The Spanish frigate approached quickly, and under strict orders, its cannons fired warning shots. Jenkins had no choice but to surrender. On the deck of the Spanish ship, its commander, Petty Officer Julio de Montero, looked at Jenkins with disdain. The Spanish captain said in a calm but frightening voice, "You English dare to intrude into our waters?" Jenkins bravely replied, "We are merchants, not pirates. We have not violated your laws." Montero smiled slowly and pointed to his soldiers. One of them stepped forward, drew a sharp knife, and then grabbed Jenkins firmly. Before the British captain could comprehend what was happening, he felt a horrific pain as he fell to his knees, his screams tearing through the silence of the night. They had cut off his ear. Montero held up the severed ear and sneered, "Take it to your King George, and tell him that Spain shows no mercy to intruders." The Spanish were not only cruel to Jenkins, they took most of the crew captive. Forcing some to serve on their ships, the Rebecca was looted and set ablaze, until it was reduced to a wreck floating at sea. Days later, Jenkins was released with some survivors and returned to England, where he displayed his severed ear before the British Parliament. This sparked outrage in his country. Years later, this minor incident would become the pretext for igniting a major war between Britain and Spain, a war that no one knew would last for years. Thus, the sea was never kind, and Rebecca's fate was to burn in conflict. Meanwhile, Captain Jenkins' name remained etched in history, a man who lost his ear but ignited a war.